So there are fountain pen inks that sheen, and then there are Birmingham Pen Company's Tesla Coil and Krishna's Moonview 2. These both ratchet up sheen to a wonderful, beautiful display of red molten metal. It's just a fantastic metallic sheen. But which one is better? So today, I would like to measure these two against each other and see which one comes out on top. Because I'll be honest, at this point, I really don't know. Let's talk a bit about our tools today. We have the Birmingham Pen Company Tesla Coil in this beautiful sort of apothecary bottle with the label devoid of any graphics but full of a lot of charm. This is a wonderful company out of Pennsylvania. These are all dye-based inks. They're made in Pennsylvania, and it's just a wonderfully affordable ink that can do amazing things. So here we have the almost mystical and elusive Krishna Moonview 2 ink. I buy it from their website. It's often sold out, and for good reason. It's an expensive ink. It's about $9 for this tiny 20 milliliter sort of model paint-like bottle. So if you would compare it to this 60 milliliter bottle, this is about $36 to this like $12. So keep that in mind. So Moonview 2 on the label, very interesting tiny little bottle. An amazing sheening ink though. I do have trouble with the bottles, they're a little messy, but there you have it. For paper, we're going to use Tomoe River paper because we expect really good performance out of this and expect to get some amazing sheen. We want to see it reflecting and just looking incredible. For pens, I have a TWSBI Eco with a stub nib. This one is full of Moonview 2, as it often is. I use this for writing letters and I just love it, and that's what I keep in there. On the other side, we're going to use the Magna Carta Mag 600 with a flex nib. This is actually made in India, but we're going to use it for the American ink. This is going to have the Birmingham Pen Company Tesla Coil in it, which is really, really fun to use. Okay. We're also going to use some paintbrushes just to really get that sheen on the paper. So let's start and see what happens. Okay, let's start with the Birmingham Tesla Coil. On the left side, a very wet ink through the Magna Carta with its very thirsty ebonite feed. So we got a nice wet dark blue, really nice color there. Let's compare it with Moonview. A TWSBI stub is a pretty wet writer. I would say that this feels slightly drier than the Birmingham. Actually quite a bit drier. So put that into consideration. Now there's strengths and weaknesses to that. It can take quite a long time for some inks to dry, and that can be a little problematic if you want to mail your letter sometime in the next 10-15 minutes. So it's not always great to have a wetter ink, but it certainly is fun for this kind of expression. So let's start writing a little bit. Very wet writing experience, but a lot of fun. You can trowel around the ink. I can already see some incredible sheen starting to form, and it will only get more interesting while it dries. So far, fantastic experience. I'm enjoying it. Let's now contrast it with the TWSBI Eco. this is a much drier ink. It's not as fun to use, but it's still fun. So we are seeing some sheen also form on this, which is really exciting. I will say that Birmingham Tesla Coil is very, very wet, certainly through this pen. It would have been interesting if I had the same pens to use, but it's very, very wet in how it's flowing, whereas this one just feels a little bit more controlled. To the extent that you like that, you really have to ask yourself, because for me, there are times I like both, but I mostly prefer wet inks. Okay, so let's get really bold now and paint our ink across the page. I want to start with the Tesla Coil. We're going to spill a lot of ink here and just really see what this looks like. Wow, I really love the blue here. This shade of blue is so magnificent. It's like a dark sapphire. It is really a rich, expressive, beautiful blue. I'm already seeing some red come out, some molten metallic red, almost like the edge of a sunset. You can see I put so much ink on this page that the page itself is starting to wrinkle up a bit, but that's okay. This is all for effect. We want to see where we get, so that is pretty exciting. Now let's try the same thing with Krishna's Moonview. Okay, Moonview 2, pretty amazing ink. This feels very nice. It's another nice blue. It's not quite as dark. I will say it's not quite as rich as Birmingham Pen Company's, but it's still very, very nice blue. You can see even with spreading it with the paintbrush that it's drier than the Birmingham Pen Company. So I'm already learning some things here. My favorite would have been Krishna, but so far I'm leaning more toward Birmingham Pen Company. So I'm really curious where this is going to get us. But I would definitely say this is drier. You see the brush here, it's pretty dry already. Let's pick up the Birmingham again, and it was sitting there longer, and it's still, it's dry, but not quite as dry as the other. So very interesting just there. I think the ultimate test will be what the sheen looks like when this all dries. But so far in writing experience, I'm preferring the Birmingham Tesla Coil. I'm surprised about that because I came into this leaning toward the Moonview 2. Ultimately, we'll see how they come out once they dry. We're a couple minutes in here waiting for paint to dry, only in this case it's ink. And I can say that the Moonview 2 looks like it's pretty much dry. The Tesla Coil still has a bit to go, even in my writing down the bottom. Certainly in that big giant puddle. But I'm still not quite sure which one is going to sheen the best, and I'm going to try it in some different lighting. We're in studio lighting right now, but we're going to go probably outside and get some sunshine on here and really see how this sheen shines, because that's the point of this little exercise after all. But pretty magnificent, and I can't wait to come to a decision as to which one wins out. I waited a few extra minutes, so I think everything is dry, and I'm really excited to see what this sheen looks like. So first off, here is Moonview 2, very metallic, very fun, almost purpley in how it sort of looks, right? It's the red against the blue, it's making a bit of purple. The dry bit isn't very sheeny at all. The writing looks very nice and sheeny. Now the Tesla Coil, similarly very sheeny, a bit on the purple scale. Look at that bit on the left. Do you see that? That sort of molten core of magma-like purpley red.
Liquid hot magma.
Very awesome. Do we have anything that matches that on the Moonview 2 side? Maybe a little bit on the far right at the bottom. But boy, on first glance, I am leaning Birmingham. Look at that. Look at that Look at that where it says Coil. That's pretty amazing. I'm getting sort of beguiled by both of these. It's a little hypnotic, the effect of this incredible sheen. So now I'd like to look at it outside and report back with what I think. So it's very interesting here how you can see the sunlight just pass over it and just give it this incredible molten purpley red color, which is the kind of sheen we're looking for. We're definitely getting this very dramatically in both of these inks. I think where we see some differentiation is in the Birmingham Pen Company. It just seems a little shinier, a little more consistently red across the letters, especially when you dip it down. Now, what is interesting in both of these is if you hold it at a certain angle, everything is blue and it just looks like this amazing blue ink, and then you angle it toward the sun and the light and you get all this incredible sheen. That is incredibly fun. So I think here to sum this up and to declare a winner, I think I can clearly declare Birmingham Pen Company's Tesla Coil as the winner. And I am surprised about this because I had used this ink before and it wasn't showing these properties on the paper I used. And I thought Moonview 2 was the ultimate sheening ink. I will say though, these two are very, very similar, but there are a couple reasons why I'm giving this to Birmingham Pen Company. The first reason is price. It is a lot less expensive. I went on their website now. I see for $25 you can get a 120 milliliter eyedropper bottle of this ink, and you can order it right now and it will come to you, which is super easy and amazing. Really a great price of ink, something made in the USA, made of nice dyes, and a fantastic company behind it. Plus you'll also get a really fun paper clip in the shape of a fountain pen nib that they seem to include with all their orders. Very cool. Now, the reason that I had to declare it for Birmingham is also because Birmingham ink is very wet and flowy, and it's just a little more joyful to use. You feel like you could trowel it in whichever direction you'd like, do whatever you like with it. Whereas the Moonview 2 felt a bit drier, you had a bit of resistance while you were writing. It just didn't have that flow, that incredible non-stop flow feeling. It's a great feeling. Also, as much as I love Krishna's Moonview 2, and I still love it, it is very hard to get. You really have to keep your eyes on their website, and as soon as they come into stock, you have to buy as many bottles as you feel like buying at the time, and then they ship it to you from India, and it comes very fast. They're also very nice to deal with, very beautiful, fantastic people. So, I mean, what you could do is just buy both. It's fun to have Moonview 2 because it has such a great story behind it. It comes from India. It's just really interesting, fascinating, and fun. And it's kind of a rare ink, and it's always fun to own rare inks. But the Birmingham Pen Company, it's just so easy to get it, and you're getting the same or better. You're getting a more flowing experience from it. So I think on that incredible bombshell, we are declaring the first great sheen war to the Birmingham Pen Company and its mighty Tesla Coil ink. Congratulations, Birmingham. And thank you for watching. If you've made it to this point in the video, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on this journey. We are going to some amazing places, and it's a variety, so you never really know what you're going to get from week to week, except that it'll be interesting, it'll be inspiring, and I will be 100% invested in entertaining you. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to support the channel even more, membership is available. If you want to come behind the scenes, become a Cognoscenti or Illuminati member, and you can join our Pen Pal Club. I would appreciate it, so take a look. So I make new videos all the time, and I have a live show Tuesday nights at 8, so I can promise you we will see each other very, very soon, further up the road. So take care, and thanks.